New.
And there we go. First attempt.
Action.
First attempt at on camera, bro.
First attempt, sir.
Yes. Full support, sir.
Full support, sir.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, always. The new thing is gonna come in before this, right? It's gonna be like new.
I wish we have a soundboard. We can add that in. That honestly, even in an election cycle,
Yeah.
that is a sound bite of the year. What would you call that? Like a.
So,
They have like a whole like system where you just press a button and
yeah, like a soundboard.
yeah.
Yeah. You'd have the soundboard with a bunch of different. Yeah. New.
And then the full support side.
Yeah. Man.
It is kind of a funny. It's funny and it's sad how that summarizes this whole year since we sat down last time. Full support side. It is honestly it's like the only thing I guess good that comes out of it is the comedic value.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this year has been so bleak. Apart from the election, also, I mean, I'm gonna tell you there were a lot of funny moments. Not as many as I would have hoped, but I think the last stretch where you see Trump in a garbage truck, and you see Kamala Harris
serving
like,
McDonald's. Trump is.
Yeah, and then you see. I saw this video where like Harris's husband and Tim Walz, the VP pick, they go into a Starbucks, and they're trying to get a coffee, and then they start to leave, and someone's like, "Hey, you didn't pay," and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna get the campaign's card." And it's like, what this guy's a billionaire.
That was actually a thing.
This is on video.
Insane.
It's like, what this guy's a billionaire,
Yeah.
and this dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Okay, he might not have a lot of money or whatnot, but I mean, he has the wherewithal to know how this will look. Where like you're like, oh, I can't. And then neither of us is actually, especially considering the fact that they ended up spending $1 billion in roughly a 100-day campaign. They spend $10 million a day. That's just, I mean, I guess nowadays numbers don't have any value because the level of corruption is that when you say these words, billion, 100 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion to Ukraine, 60 to Israel, 40 to my aunt, no one cares.
Well, and the other crazy thing about that is she had a star-studded lineup, right? She had Oprah. She had Megan Thee Stallion. She had what?
Beyonce.
But she's paying these people.
Allegedly.
Right?
Yeah, allegedly.
That's
like,
what, allegedly,
yeah.
that's what it's, like, I don't want to misquote any numbers, but it's like, she paid this much for Oprah, she paid that much for Megan Thee Stallion. I'm just reading that online. I don't know how true that is. But that's crazy. I mean, paid endorsements. It's not even like these people are coming out and saying, hey, like, this is so important. I believe in this. I need to come out and speak for this cause. No, you're paying them to come.
Well, what do you think they're thinking behind that is? For me, I'm thinking, okay, for honestly, it seems like very like a standard, and I know this is what everyone's saying now.
No, who's Oprah's thinking?
No. The Harris campaign, when they're like, hey, let's just give $1 million here, $2 million to allegedly they paid Oprah, even though Oprah denied it.
She denied it. Okay.
She denied it, but I mean, other people haven't come out and said nothing.
Yeah.
But you're like, hey, like I mean, now after the election campaign, everyone's like, hey, why are we paying these consultants? They didn't do anything, and this was all empty platitudes. But we've probably known for about maybe 8 years now that these consultancies have not infiltrated. They've taken over the whole entire election finance apparatus, right? And they're like, hey, we're fundraising this much, X amount is ours in that, and we have our person, our people in these different PR related, marketing related roles, and I mean the output is in front of you, which is like, hey, what should we do? We should give Queen Latifah money. It's like, as in like that's not even like a good PR move,
yeah.
I mean, maybe Meg Thee Stallion is different.
Let's get Meg Thee Stallion to twerk at one of our
and I'm not a social conservative or anything. I mean, as in, it's not because I'm not or I am. It's more like that's not
No,
the
it's
first
just like
three.
why is that like a campaign?
Yeah,
Like,
it just some things don't make sense. It's like this is a family affair. Like as in like I know in the South specifically.
and now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to invite Megan the Stallion with a twerk for you. Like what?
Well, I thought we were
political
trying. I
campaign
thought we
rally
were
or what?
going to have a
Yeah.
little segue into like our own thing.
Oh.
We're one of like, I mean, we can't afford Meg the Stallion, but like someone just jumped.
Somebody just jumps in and starts
So
working for
twerking.
manufacturing this.
Yeah. Once
That's
we
crazy.
sell out, hopefully, like some other people
Yeah.
apparently did this election cycle. Honestly, and we'll get to it.
Corporate sponsorships.
It was insane. Like as soon as Biden dropped out, and we thought about it in February in our last episode of season 1, we talked about this that hey,
Yeah.
this guy can't make it to the convention.
No.
I mean, he barely made. Honestly, when he ran in
Barely made
2020,
it through his presidency.
in that election cycle in 2020, the debates then you were like, hey, this guy's on drugs. I think
Yeah.
we both sat there, we
Yeah.
watched
Yeah.
it. We're like,
Yeah.
this guy is not. It's not coherent.
Yeah.
And I mean, we emperors, has clothes on his, through his 4 years. I mean, we didn't, but any prominent voice with anything, they kind of did. And now you're like, hey, 4 months from the election, everyone's like, we're not voting for this guy, when it's completely obvious that he's lost it. He's lost it mentally. Forget mandate.
Yeah.
Forget lost the will of the people or some abstract thing. He's lost his mind.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's okay to be like any like leftist streamer, anyone who's like on any side, anyone who's not already calling him crazy just because they're right wing. They're like, as soon as Kamala becomes a nominee, jumping in line. As if Kamala Harris is some, like wonderkin, democratic, party operative, some like next level thing. When in reality, when she ran in 2020, there were 17 or 12 other Democrats
there were
running.
A bunch, and she was like at the bottom.
She was at the bottom, but
She didn't
honestly,
even win her state.
just personality wise, she wasn't even the strongest figure on stage, the strongest minority woman on stage. Tulsi Gabbard, honestly, I don't agree with her on much. I mean, she's kind of crazy.
Well, she's
now.
like different. Yeah,
She's
changed
crazy
her whole
now,
thing, yeah.
but she seemed like a stronger voice on stage than Kamala Harris, as in someone who
Coherent.
thought about her opinions for a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's a genius either, or anything of that sort.
Yeah, she was better.
Yeah.
She navigated the debate stage better.
I mean,
than Kamala Harris did.
it didn't look like she was rehearsing lines or only doing something to move up the ranks of whatever the next rung is. Same. I mean, honestly, and again, I'm not talking about my views on the U.S. military, but once you've been a military member and done all that, you're not a careerist in doing that, right? As in, that's not the first choice for a careerist. Let me join the military, and I mean.
Yeah, and then get into
Honestly, Kamala, only person she outshone on the debate stage in 2020 was Biden. So I feel like that has become a common theme now, right? Where you have these who is the weakest and who is the second weakest and who's now we have this line of VPs that have come and gone since the Bush era.
Yeah.
I mean, Gore was also a VP, right? Obama, Biden, Harris, and now you really see what's gonna happen in 4 years? Because that was the chest, right? That was the war chest right there. This was everyone who ran in 2020. That might have been probably again without ignoring completely the fact we have to do a little bit of kayfabe here, where we're pretending this is all now rigged, and or all of these people have not been filtered through, not only an ideological a filter, but also an intelligence one.
Yeah.
Vetted from every angle before they've been put on the debate stage. You see this declining quality. In the near future, compared to where you thought in 2020, hey, this is gonna be moving left. This is gonna be something. Okay, now you can't get away with this anymore.
Yeah.
People like Biden, you can't do this anymore.
They're pushing the limits of what you can get away with.
Yeah, suddenly no, that's completely off. Biden's gonna spend his 4 years. The second worst person is gonna be the one we're gonna put up next time, and all the other people, Bernie, Tulsi, who else ran that was not a complete nincompoop?
I don't know.
There was a bunch of people with the same name, first name John this, John that. But I mean, moving forward, you have a couple of names now from the Dems. Gavin Newsom, Tim Walz again, and AOC, company woman. Honestly, I mean, I'm not sure who else. Pete Buttigieg.
Dude, where did he go? He disappeared. He
I feel
profile.
like right now that's the best thing to do. Right now, who has a profile? Gavin Newsom, gonna get destroyed.
It's not a good profile.
It's not a good time right now for him to be in. But he's in his again consulting brain. We have to get on the front. We have to get ahead of this. It's the consulting brain and news cycle brain, marketing brain. Get ahead of the news story. Get ahead of this. So now Trump became president. Newsom has to insert himself, and a little bit of that is also the ego of people who make it to these levels.
Yeah.
But it's mostly the advisors who are like, hey, how do we prime you for the next 4 years?
Right.
In 4 years, you're gonna run. Well, okay, you be the forefront of the new resistance. And in reality, I think what Pete Buttigieg, I can't pronounce the guy's name. Mayor Pete.
Butt judge.
The judge of all butts.
Yeah.
His right now being quiet is the best move. Distance yourself from whatever is happening. And in 3 years, people won't even remember what you were here at the site of the crime, right? As opposed to what Newsom is doing, he's gonna get tied to this.
Was he campaigning? Buttigieg for Biden or for Kamala?
I don't remember anything extensive. I mean, not that I follow this as like
neither do I, but
I mean, I follow it till like I think enough where it doesn't drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Like it drives me crazy in the fact that like again, there's a little bit of kayfabe that you feel like okay, this is healthy enough where you're like okay, this is all happening and most of it is political theater.
Yeah.
But the infuriating part is when you see people taking it seriously, a little too seriously, and you're like, hey man, listen, this isn't like like there's nothing groundbreaking that's gonna come from this.
But that's the whole thing is to make it so that people are like, oh, this is like the big battle. Every 4 years, tap into the news cycle, get rah-rah about it, and then shit dies over. Especially if there's a Democrat, then you really don't have to think about anything. And that stops anybody from actually getting into any kind of organizing, anything that's actually substantial.
Well, I mean, I've had this thing. This is again, it's like there's two extremist positions on all of these for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the voting thing, where like you talk to anyone and you're like, whether it's a Dem operative or it's someone who's like
GOP operative,
or like a leftist, right? And I don't think GOP people much, but I think these are like leftist, like a leftist or like a Democratic Party, they'll be like, hey man, electoral politics don't even matter that much. You should be doing something locally. And it's like, bro, some of that is true. You need to be active in your local community and, like local politic, obviously, like, your school superintendent or your sheriff, I don't know. But to pretend like we should like not simultaneously not care about this matter that much, while, I mean, at least when you take in these Democratic Party guys, operatives, admirers, as we came about a few times during this interval that we had, they have to keep this cognitive dissonance that, hey, this is the most important election. This is the last line in the sand. Simultaneously, these things they don't matter. And I honestly think, I'm not saying participate. I'm not saying vote, and I'm against principalizing these things, where you are saying voting is wrong or voting is your civic duty. No, I mean you have to make a cost benefit analysis like any other action of this, and to sanctify it or make it some kind of like event. It's kind of playing into it as opposed to me treating this as like getting a car registration sticker, which I just have to do once a year, and I have like a 2 month period to go do it, and I'll do it whatever the the time period is.
Yeah.
That is my civic duty. I have to pay my gas tax, registration tax, whatever it is, through that means, and I do it right, and I do it. And most people end up doing it without any issue. I'm assuming. I mean, I'm sure there are stories of someone not being able to do it somewhere, but
Probably.
yeah. Instead, it's like this one day, and it's like everyone's building up to it, and it's like almost like New Year's Eve, where
Yeah, there is that, and then it's like this big event, and then you're on the other side of the hill, and it's
I feel like cogent analysis is lost because of these extremes, and that's what I really found missing in even voices that were voices that were against the system, that agree with me on things, right? Against the electoral process, for example. It's not that you are against the electoral process. It's more so what is develop. Like, tell me this idea that you have, right? And it was more of these like rehearsed lines. It's more like I had the conclusion already, and then for example, I talked to many people who used faith as a reason to not participate. And they're you're like, oh, what is the logic of your decision? How'd you make this, how'd you come to this conclusion? And they're like, it's anti-Islamic. But that is the only reason.
So is it logic or is it dogma?
I mean, I think it's fitting into a crowd. I wish it was something that was more deep. It was deeper. It was something like a deeply held belief. It's more like, hey man, this is the prescribed method for our group. And that is what a lot of this electoral politic is now. Like, every 4 years.
You would say maybe that for that kind of a ideology, a vote blue no matter who, in quotes, would be another. So it's like there's a lot of sloganeering, dogmatism.
It's a lifestyle. Okay. Honestly, think about it. It's like, I don't eat a Chick-fil-A. I drive a Prius, as opposed to I drive a truck, as in like the image of it. Hey, man, I know a lot of guys, they like the imagery. Like, I know a lot of brown people, even in Trump's first run. I mean, I guess, let's say Pakistani Muslims, right? Like, not to be like too broad with the brown people, who were first term onwards were like, I'm okay with Trump. And it's mostly because it was not because of any policy positions they held. It was more like, hey, we don't agree with this image of like an American. Like, it has to be like, a little bit more PC as they perceived it, or it has to be, drink a vegan smoothie made out of avocados and like.
So they saw Trump as more like chill, like whatever. I think taxes were another thing too. Some people were like, oh, I don't want my taxes to go up. That's why I'd rather have Trump in.
Well, what do you feel about that? Like, for me, like, I honestly, I felt, and I just make it like, for me, it's been like a little bit more selfish. I know you have maybe a more nuanced thing on
For
this.
what?
For me, when I was in college, I thought, okay, yeah, raise taxes, obviously, even on the billionaires, eat the rich, as in, like, I still believe that consolidation of wealth is wrong. I don't know about immorality. I know it's inefficient for any system impossible for any system to process if the output of the system is consolidation of wealth in the hands of like small swaths of people, a couple of dozen people, let's say. When I started paying taxes, I'm paying taxes in California for a couple of years because of employment, and honestly, you're like, where is this money going?
That's the whole thing. What is it going to? What the appropriation of it is? It's not going to healthcare. Yeah. It's not coming back to me like that. It's really not coming back to me like that in any kind of positive way. Yeah.
And I mean, there's like the tropes, like,
and not just me. Like, I mean, the common person.
Yeah.
Common person. Me, my neighbors, you.
As in, I would have these debates with like people who were like libertarian back in the day, and they would be like talking and I'd be like, what about the roads, bro? Who's gonna pay for the roads or something like that? And again, I understand I'm not a libertarian. I'm pretty much like definitely left of any politic circle in this country. It's I would be like, hey, now you're like, hey, the roads are already built though, man. What have you done in the past 5 years with my taxes? Like, as in, it's
Well, they've got potholes all over the road, so I mean,
yeah,
there needs to be we need a repavement now.
you can't drive anywhere. There's crime infested, even in cities like Houston, where like robbery or like like it's more like it's not a street violence or like gang violence. It's more just like mugging stuff like that have become such a big thing even
Crime.
here,
Yeah.
where everyone is strapped. So, you know, that's where my perspective has changed since college. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm all for in a theoretical sense a graduated income tax that weeds out any consolidation of wealth. But in this society today, you're like this state, the way it functions, when it functions well, it's a fascist state, and when it doesn't function well, it is what you see this consultant, bureaucratic run, careerist, uh, like democratic operative, like mainstay.
And when it functions well, it's the outcome for other people is not good.
Yeah.
That's when it's functioning well. People in other countries are suffering. People around the world are suffering.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you feel? Like you feel like on taxes, like they're not going to healthcare. What, as in like in an abstract
Screw
way.
it. Like I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, healthcare situation here sucks. Everybody's been through the healthcare system. I've seen how terrible, inefficient, oppressive it is. The health insurance industry itself is such a scam, but nothing is changing there. So yeah, the taxes.
Yeah.
They're going to what? They're going to Ukraine. They're going to Israel. They're going to 800 military bases. They're going to. I don't know.
They're going to I was, and I might be wrong on these numbers completely. I mean, I'm too lazy to check right now, so maybe if it comes across, we'll fact check. But $24 billion spent over 5 years for California to weed out a homeless population problem of about 200,000 roughly. $24 billion for 200,000 people.
That's inefficiency. What was it, for housing or for what? Like for what? For
God knows what. But the homeless population went up in those years.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wait, if you just gave 200,000 people $24 billion cash, like just handed it to them,
they would have all.
That solves a problem right there. And I mean, as far as like if the issue is income inequality or housing, then that money should have solved it.
Yeah.
There's something else that's at play here, and that's at the end of the day, no matter who the benefactor is, you have to point your finger at the administrator.
Right. Yeah.
I can't advocate paying for that guy, specifically like when I know this dude is not working to give me health care, when I know this guy is funding foreign intervention. One way or another, he has to fall in line and agree to foreign intervention, right? And if not in Palestine, then in Syria. If not in Syria, then somehow some lip service to China.
Yeah.
We saw Bush Ware do that, and I'm not gonna call it lip service. It really, I don't like making it a pejorative or a patronizing thing. People get things wrong. I probably got 10 things wrong the last paragraph. I typed out for whatever paper.
Yeah.
It's more just this is what you have to do. You have to be like, hey, I am against Assad.
Yeah.
Like Jill Stein had to come out and say it. Like tacitly, like, hey, I am with this in some capacity. Right. And I'm not sure if I consider that playing the game necessarily, and I don't really know how I think about playing the game either. The situational, I know, like, for us, people we've admired over the years, the issue was they weren't playing the game until we realized they were the ones playing the game, and that's how they were on that pedestal.
Well, the first guy for me was Ron Paul. Right. So he was Ron Paul playing the game.
Well, what did you feel about Obama?
Yeah, actually, so Obama was super exciting, right? This was like high school. Everyone was like, black president. that was the big thing, the identity politics of it. He was a cool guy, all of that, and came in, was Obamacare, talking about all of that. But then you realize, yeah, he's drone striking countries.
Yeah, and that's before.
At that time, the Republican Party was the war party.
Hmm.
It was the, like, Islamophobic party. The Democratic Party was, like, the peace party. And then Obama comes in, and you think that that's what's going to happen, relief from the Bush years. But it just takes it another
Especially
step further.
with that amount of political mandate.
Yeah.
Having a supermajority, having a youth, as in you having the youth vote means you have a voter for life now.
Yeah.
You have now you selling this product,
If
whatever.
you do it right.
Yeah, as in like
you do it right.
People in the South really pass down their politic as like someone like taking your son to a baseball game. Same way, like my son's gonna be Republican. Like you finding out someone voted Democrat's like a weird thing. Just off the fact they're a Democrat. I'm not talking about the policy position. Until like very like I would say in the past like post-Obama years where there was a bit of a shift, a bit of a realignment, so to speak.
Yeah.
Maybe like the political landscape changed. I wouldn't call it a realignment. Realignments have happened before. Like Reagan had one. You can say honestly, Biden, the tent that he built had one. I mean, it sounds kind of funny because the guy.
What do you mean
the tent? Like every single person they can find, like from Dick Cheney to Lincoln Project guys, anyone and everyone.
Okay.
Lizzo.
Yeah.
Dick Cheney and Lizzo on the same stage, as in like they don't care.
Did they pay Lizzo?
I mean, honestly, I'm hoping if you are having it in any capacity part of the campaign, and you found out they spent $1 billion in 100 days and you did not make any money off of it, I'd be pissed, bro.
Yeah, you should sue for your money back.
I'm hoping Lizzo, like everyone, like even like the smallest like ranked guy in the campaign made money. Because like they're obviously spending it like money.
Yeah.
Like they spent $1 billion. I mean that's a lot. Again, the level of corruption is you don't understand how much money has been. They're $20 million in debt after spending $1 billion in 100 days.
To convince people that she's not going to do anything different than Biden. So to convince people that nothing is going to change and that nothing changing is better than Trump winning, and so you have to vote for them and then losing. So all of that money went down the drain, and that's money that could have gone to.
Well, and they did the whole thing again. Like, as in, like it seemed like a Star Wars, like the Star Wars reruns, where this is the same script again.
Yeah.
They did what is the newest Star Wars? The 7th one, like with the girl. Rey. Yeah. The first, like it was just a new hope.
A new
hope.
New. Oh, you gotta put that in the middle of the thing.
It was a new hope, bro.
Yeah.
And they kind of did that with Kamala. You're like, hope and change was Obama's thing, and hers like we're not going back, or country over like something party or something like a bunch of these different things, and you realize wait they just took out the same script and the same consultants just were like, hey, here you go. You're also like a minority. Go at it.
Yeah.
We're not going back. Change. Time for a change. Same.
On the other hand, Trump is here. He's just saying, America first. Just keep it simple. America first. Make America great again.
You could have done the same thing. Americans first.
Americans first.
We're not funding genocide. And you're like, oh, what? Why? Americans first.
Americans first.
End of story. You get conservative votes. You get, as in right now, how it's been the past year. And again, we kind of only hinted at it at the beginning. We're really bad at this, I guess. We're like, hey, the past year was bleak. Man, it's been bleak mostly because of, like the full support side. I mean, yeah, we started as a joke. It's been sad how much like you see people just like falling in line, defending genocide, open genocide. Like, oh, well, was there an IED near that baby? That's why she's on the baby's on fire or something. Like, as in you're like, hey, this is either a cry for help or like a attempt at attention.
Yeah.
But it's not cogent argument. This is not as in, I'm not having a discussion with a human being anymore. You're just regurgitating something.
Well, then, and the other lack of cogent argument is the complete apathy. On with another segment of folks, right?
Yeah, as in like business as usual. I mean,
business as usual.
We were gonna. I think during this time that we weren't recording, for whoever's listening, we were just trying to like get this video thing on, going, and neither of us. I mean, at least me, I'm not an expert in any of this stuff, and my laziness is also a big issue.
Yeah.
But
Schedules and all that. Yeah.
During this time, we spoke to people. We recorded with people. We tried getting quality information out there and like trying to like make some sort of process where we can be streaming live. We can be getting on.
Man, a lot of this is trial and error.
Yeah.
A lot of this is trial and error.
I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it.
It's great.
We have as many hours. Honestly, I think me and you have been on as many hours we've had recording that we have put online. We probably have double.
I thought about this I was thinking about this the other day. We did several episodes in the garage that just like audio sucked, like one thing or the other.
Forgot to switch
to turn the damn thing on. That was crazy.
Oh my god.
That was crazy.
But point being, like we tried like talking to a bunch of folks, and we're hoping to put that out this season for sure. The apathy you felt was like, hey, this is business as usual from like our friends who are Pakistani, Muslim, etc., whatever checkbox, and Republican, or even Democrat. Like, hey, yeah, there are people dying right now. More will die if I don't do what I was gonna do anyways.
Yeah,
as in
or people. Well, it's also people you would expect to like. Okay, you usually don't have much of a political opinion, but something like October 7th happens and you're, that too. That, and I think, honestly, more than anything, that's what ticks me off. Because you can say other people are just entrenched.
Yeah.
In something or the other, but being entrenched so deep into nothing.
Being ignorant is not
you can't do that.
You can't claim being ignorant of that. You don't know what people are like. It's confusing.
You know enough.
People. I mean, honestly, I know I have friends now who tell me it's a confusing matter, and
what's the
Yeah, as in it's too late for confusion. You can be entrenched in your view.
Yeah.
And I don't need to respect it. You don't need to respect me. But at least we both know where we stand. You just like playing the fence makes me feel like either you are.
I don't know enough. Like what you wake up every day and go to sleep every day knowing that
grifter behavior,
crazy shit. Grifter behavior.
Grifter culture.
Yeah.
Honestly, is grifter culture. Like soon as it becomes popular, as soon as it honestly played out, as soon as it became popular to say free Palestine, people were like, okay, now we can get off the fence. People who lifelong, me almost being, I'm 32 now, and 30 friends, close friends, close acquaintances, who you couldn't convince of this. Until TikTok made it clear, like, hey guys, it's okay to say this now.
Yeah.
You guys, don't worry, this is the popular opinion. Don't talk about Hamas. Don't talk about Hezbollah in an objective way. Don't talk about who is actually leading any type of resistance to the Israeli state. You can say free Palestine and ceasefire now. And this is the line you're drawing. Like, as soon as there's a ceasefire...
Now you're good.
Now we're good. Forget about this. Please stop.
Yeah.
It sucks because, a lot of the people who handle these narratives, they didn't realize the window has moved so far to the right now that ceasefire now, even that was like a communist ask almost in this country. As in, like, perceived as some kind of, like, fringe, like...
Oh, yeah,
like, if you talk to even, like, our friends who are pro-Palestine, they're like, how can Biden just do a ceasefire now? He's not in Israel. He's not... He barely knows who Netanyahu is. He's playing it stupid. Yeah. Like, as in, like, these guys, like, like... Netanyahu was at his kid's birthday, so he didn't pick up Biden's call, so today we can't have a ceasefire. And then he's booked for the next week, but Biden trying to reach out, it's like Falani ki birthday mein wo nahi aaya to isliye. It's like, bro, As in, like, why are we talking about this? As in, these are not positions these people have held for decades, and this is how this game has played out, right? So we can have a thing again. I respect it when you just say this is business as usual in the way like some Republicans do, where I don't agree with it, but it's like our empire depends on this destruction. Okay, at least me and you agree that yeah, you're right. This empire just exists on destruction. Cool. But you pretending like there's some reform happening day by day and you just don't see it, bro. But it's getting better day by day, man. Just incremental change and all that, and it's like, bro, we're past that. Like we see it in the apparatus right now. You couldn't imagine these types of inefficiencies.
The incremental change is going downward. It's like it's getting incrementally worse. Yeah, it's just getting incrementally worse. To think that like the trajectory, whether incremental or not, is getting better at all.
It's not trickle down economics. It's trickle down like trickle down pain and suffering.
Trickle down bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, what's the things that are like these? Trump is it's trickle down culture. Like Trump is the image of America. He's the poster child.
Yeah.
And that is the image we, as a country, people who live here, this is what we portray to the world already, and now we are comfortable with that.
Right.
We are the bumbling idiot who is gonna run this, world into the ground, or just to get some short-term benefits, maybe, in an analogous way of shiny car at the expense of destroying this whole neighborhood.
Right, and we can strong arm it and come out okay.
Yeah, and and the justification being, well, it's dog eat dog world, except for you're the only one eating any dogs, right?
That's the thing.
I mean, well, I take that. I don't want to say this literally. I know people consume dogs. This
is that actually
according to Trump, all the Haitians are eating cats and dogs.
Oh yeah. That was his whole thing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
They were saying like Chinese people were eating like bats, and Haitians are eating dogs. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know. I guess this past year, like we talked about the India, the full support star, Indian people having really bad PR online. Haitian people caught really bad PR this year.
This is crazy because this exemplifies the whole like Dem thing. Haiti had like all the coup and everything. Haiti got screwed over by Biden and then by Hillary Clinton when they had the earthquake way back, and she did some weird thing with like non-profit, basically funneling money. The Clinton Foundation was supposed to like rebuild a bunch of houses and or build like a bunch of like housing, and they contracted to this guy who I guess like I don't remember exactly what it was, so I don't want to like misstate it, but I think they were like friends or something, and he had like a construction company or like something that had to do with rebuilding houses, and then like all these years later there's like nothing rebuilt, but like the money's been transferred, and it's like what's going on. So like this is a continuous thing, right? The US has been messing with Haiti forever, and the migrant crisis that Trump would always talk about, you had that under Biden as well. Do you remember those pictures with those horseback those guys on horseback like whipping those were Haitian migrants, right? And so Trump is talking about Haitians are eating cats and dogs and this and that and that and that. Biden's doing the thing that's bringing them, but it shows that one is barking about it. One is nefariously going about it, and it's like, oh my God, now look what Trump's doing. Look what he's saying about the Haitian migrants. Let's look at the other person. Let's look at the relationship between those Haitian migrants and the United States, and you're gonna see that exemplifies this like this game.
For the Dem side, honestly, it becomes like, especially after this campaign becomes clear, where it resembles this Haiti Clinton Foundation scheme, and it resembles Kamala's 2020 campaign like platform plan, and it's like, a bunch of different loopholes so that we can basically launder money to us and our benefactors. You don't get anything. There is no house at the end of it. But if you fill out these forms and give us like this much cash, and then we can allocate this much of the federal budget to us and my cousins and my friends here who work for this other construction firm or whatever. But that, I mean, I think Kamala had this plan sort of in 2020 where if you were to help black entrepreneurs, she was like, hey, you guys can have a loan, interest-free loan, if you open up the store or a business in a black community for 3 years. And it was like, bro, just...
And you have to be a black business owner doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, but...
I was going to say, otherwise that would be kind of weird like that.
Well, I mean, but thing is,
go gentrify this neighborhood, we'll give you a free loan. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, but why does it gotta be hey man, this guy's just graduating college, he has a business plan, let's give him a loan, let's see where it goes. I don't know. But all these loopholes, if you do this and you go to this specific neighborhood and you open this liquor store for 3 years, then this 20 grand we gave you is interest free.
Oh, that type of thing.
And it's and same thing with this election. Honestly, to the point you're talking about with the Haiti stuff, same thing. This election, it was guys, $25,000 for your first home. Up to $25,000 for your first home. Up to $25,000 tax credit for your first home. And if you're black, legalization of weed. It's what is this? Who is coming up with
crazy.
These
that was the day before, right?
This was the week, 2 weeks.
Week
The campaign lasted 100 days.
Yeah.
But she knew, if you're in close proximity to Biden, you knew you were going to be running for this. This isn't a surprise. When you signed up for this VP position 4 years ago, you knew why you're doing it, even if the guy was not senile. But given that you knew that this guy has lost his marbles, you're wait, at some point, I'm going to have to come for the throne.
Yeah.
She seemed completely unprepared.
Well, weren't they going to have a primary and then Biden screwed them over by endorsing Harris? Didn't Nancy Pelosi say that?
Well, she said it. Something I think so. I was going to talk to you about it. We talked to Bilal and Shahir, and we discussed this. And I think we talked about, hey, Biden endorsing Kamala within a couple of days. Immediately.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a couple of days even.
So,
where he dropped out and he endorsed Kamala right then. That threw a wrench in, and that's why she didn't get the support of Obama immediately. And that's why, they have these videos where she's not, Joe Biden is not coming to her watch party. She's not shaking Joe Biden's hand in some, state affair or whatever. These small things you see, they paint the picture of, okay, she did not have this approval from Pelosi and them. But from her vantage point, you're assuming, wait, I have no competition. I'm the front man for this. Whether in 4 years or let's say 2028, we just named these people. Wallace only has any notoriety right now.
No one knows. I'd never heard of him before that.
Seems like a decent guy, I guess. I like what I heard, but again, I don't know how much of that is true. Where you're just hey, free breakfast and lunch for kids. Bro, I'm all for that if that's what it is.
Dude, but it's if that's your plan in 2024, okay, so that's great. I don't know. I listened to that and I'm it just weirds me out. It's 2024 and we're talking about free breakfast and lunch for kids in schools. Why are we here right now?
It makes no sense.
Why are we here right now? Yeah. Free come on, dude.
Or just screw it, bro. If you don't want to take care of the kid, just cut the school day to 4 hours and be no food, just come here for 4 hours, go back home.
Yeah, but I just hate how we're talking about this now in 2024. Should breakfast and lunch be free at school for kids? We should be way past this. That should be a thing. The fact that you're campaigning on that to run for president in the most powerful country in the world, hey, we'll give your kids free breakfast and lunch at school. I'm pretty sure North Korea provides free lunch at the very least for anybody employed.
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
the meat of the
lunch is free
prisoners.
for workers.
It's just the meat of the people they put
Yeah,
in their
dogs
camps.
and or the prison camps or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
In North Korea, they make people eat lunch, free lunch. But isn't the lady I forgot her name?
What's her? Yeah, the fake
Naomi Park, Mayomi Park,
something Yomi Park.
Yomi Park.
Yomi
Yeah,
Park.
I didn't want to sound racist.
I know. I think yeah.
Freaking. It's. I feel like this speaks to that argument right there, where someone's like, our existence, our way of life depends on the destruction we are doing overseas. Well, that's not how it is. In reality, what you do overseas, the state is going to apply that at home after a while. Right? So all this stuff that is happening in Palestine, for example, where they're surveilling the people. I'm not talking about the death and destruction even right now. The surveillance of people. This stuff is going to seep throughout state apparatuses. Like they're going to eat it up. Chinese, American, it does not matter. Indian.
That's a testing ground.
Yeah, it's just
a testing ground for weapons. It's
a
testing ground for intel tech. It's a testing ground for surveillance tech.
Like this
tech in general.
This futuristic city that the Saudis are building. It's gonna be surveilled. Like, I mean, be easy to do it, right?
Yeah.
But you can.
The surveillance is gonna be built in.
Yeah.
It's not gonna have to be
Yeah. It's kind of funny, but you're saying this that hey, free lunch and free school. Who you're campaigning to run? They didn't even campaign. As soon as he put that information out there, again, the campaign is 100 days. They took a few days to announce the VP.
Yeah.
After announcing the VP, he made the rounds for like a week, 2 weeks. After that, like he was not after the convention. Convention was in July. I have not heard much about from Walls.
It was just he had the debate. Did he have a debate? I think he had a debate.
He had a VP debate with JD Vance.
I didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Again, these things have become so unserious. I remember when Obama and Romney's debate, someone as boring as Mitt Romney in a debate, people would watch it.
Yeah.
Or someone as boring as Paul Ryan in a debate with Joe Biden, at a time when there's a huge decorum bug up everyone's you know what. Even then, people tuned in to watch those VP debates.
Right.
Sarah Palin's famous debate with Joe Biden, people tuned in. No one cares about this crap. Everyone knows this is just...
It's become trivialized.
Putting up these bad senile candidates, putting up people who are just reruns, putting up people who are careerists or just, I guess a figurehead, so to speak, like a lifestyle candidate. That has... Even the kayfabe or domestically of us being like, hey, this is the president of the United States, there's some decorum attached to this.